So I am sitting here with the originator and the founder of Hip Life himself, no other than Uncle Reggie Rockstone. Akwaba to summertime.
Medasse.
What inspired you to create Hip Life, and how well did it go when it first started?
Hip Life is a direct tree. The mother tree is hip hop. And I'm a b-boy. So, rapping, dancing, all of the above. And I'm also Pan-African. Born in the West, lived in the West. And so I came home, finally. And I decided to address my people in our own language. Well, if you know the roots of hip-hop, you should know there's a strong foundation and lineage to Africa anyway. So I did not reinvent the wheel. No, I didn't. All I did was instill the pride and let my people understand that this was of us. As far as branding goes, High Life is the most popular Ghanaian style of music.
Yes.
So I stuck the high from High Life and the hip from hip hop. Voila, Hip Life. But inspirationally, I would say hip hop. But then I'm African, so hip hop is already in me. So yeah.
So what were some of the people's first thoughts when I came out?
It was, I don't know if you watched that movie, the little documentary that you saw, Living the Hip Life by Professor Jesse Shipley. It was an amazing time because around the time when I came home, it's when everybody was coming home. It was like an exodus. New radio was popping up, TV. So it had to be divine intervention because I came home at the right time. And the feedback was phenomenal because young Africans already identify with hip-hop. They know them. And they watch them on videos, MTV Raps, whatever. Your uncle might have come from New York with a tape and you seen this. So they already knew what their brothers and sisters was doing up top. And here I come. I look the part. I got the short dreads. I got the Timbs. I'm still wearing my camouflage, my fatigues. And but then when I would rap, it was in a language from us. So immediately the young soldiers embraced me. Shout out to all the students. They welcomed me because I was the flyest guy at that point. Because through me they could express how they was feeling. And then some of the older folks were a little confused, what's this American bull you bringing here, the usual, but Africans, we raised different, if you had your hat back to front, before you come in the house, you're gonna take your hat off and put your hands behind you. If you sagging your pants, you better pull your pants up. So we already got that discipline. But in fact, it was worthy of a documentary, and I'm glad that he captured some of it.
Yes.
And so what I would do with the older folks was to distract them by sampling music, authentic high life music, and putting the hip hop in there. So I did Keep Your Eyes on the Road, and I sampled a legendary artist. His name is Elijah K. Frimpong, Uncle Elijah K. Frimpong. And so this would bridge the gap between the young folks and the older folks.
Yes.
So when they heard that, they was like, oh, okay, all right, we get it. Yeah, it sounds good. And plus I did it in English, but the music represented us. And from then on, it just caught fire till this day. I mean, mind you, there was no Afro beat at this point, so Ghana we had become the ambassadors. Everybody's looking to us, and we delivered. Yeah.
Now the world is looking at us, especially because of Afrobeats.
Most.
So now, what artists would you like to work with?
There's so many of them, but I don't know. I mean, I'm past my 50s. I don't know if you... there's so many. Some of them I have had the privilege of working with.
All right.
But there are so many. But there's this brother, I could call him a brother. His name is Jamiroquai. For those who know him, look him up. I have never seen Jam do anything with no MC, no rapper, no hip hop, nothing. But he funky ass, funky white boy, and he's one of the people that I would really love to spar with. Also, Missy Elliott. If you watching this, we over here. We got love for you. The reason why is she's that experimental, And if I did a record with her, I would not be rapping in English. That's because I know Missy could go that way. But then there's so many other soldiers, that whose minds I'm feeling. Of course, Brother Talib, Yasin Bey, all the conscious soldiers I would spar with. At this age, I'm not gonna be rapping about no bling bling nothing. It has to be something forward. So I would spar with Common Sense. Sister Jill Scott, we love you. Yeah.
So from what I see, you love to connect the Afro beats, dipping in with a conscious rap.
I mean, I still love my boogie woogie. Don't get me wrong. Now, I am African. I got boogie in me. But at this age, I done did all the boogie woogie. So if I spoke, I would like to address. I'm still very easy. I'm light, but I would love to say something that meant something that would mean something. Yeah.
All right, and why do you figure that is very important to you, or why do you think that it's very important to do that for the young ones?
Well, like I said, I was raised Pan-African. My father was so, my mother was so. I've always been about my people, our people. Yes, there's a lot of peace and heart, but I do look out for my people. And so if it has been bestowed upon me to be this famous dude, and I'm not saying nothing, I don't think it just doesn't add up. Some of the greats, the people that I look up to, said something, from Uncle Fela all the way to James Brown to, Michael Jackson, name them. They all said something prolific and it had an impact. And so I did the same thing with Hip Life because it gave the youth a voice. But at this point, it would be befitting of me to be saying something that could spark the minds of people, especially being that I know both sides. I live in the West and I'm home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'd be great to bridge the gap.
Now, in that documentary, I saw you touring in the Bronx, and that's where I'm from. That's where hip hop started. Yes. Yeah. And I found out that you are going in places where Ghanaians are, but in the Bronx, and I found out that was very cool. Yeah. And I find that is a way of bridging the gap. Most definitely. Especially because you're in the birthplace of hip hop.
Yeah, sure enough.
How did it feel to be there?
I'm familiar to the BX. I'm old school. Walton Avenue. Shout out 7-Eleven. So it was nothing, but it was just really refreshing because I had reemerged as this dude coming back to my people. So it felt like I was a messenger. They were very happy to see me because they miss home. And I'm like, yo, it's good back there. I'm here. What y'all want to hear? Let's go. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
And I'm glad that you came back home.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna die here. I want to be buried here, and that's just it's no other way around it. Yeah.
Well, let's hope you don't die anytime soon.
Well, ain't nobody ever came that didn't check out, but yeah, you're right. Not too soon, but
not too soon.
That's the least of my worries, because my mother would say, you ain't never met somebody that never died before. She's right.
That's true.
Thank you.
But Mr. Reggie Rockstone, let's change the concept of Africa together.
Thank you.
Shake on it?
We shook on it.
We're going to change the concept of Africa, and we suggest that you join the movement.
Yeah, we already in there. Yeah, and we got some watch here for you too, because you was in a hurry, and I like to give you a special shout out because when you posted that version and they spoke about a watch here, it went crazy. I mean, I just opened a new branch, just off. It just went crazy, and I like to thank you for that because everybody now want to know what watch is. Or watch is rice and beans, y'all. In case you don't know. So.
Try it, it's delicious, and it's also like a connection because back home in certain states, we're home to rice and peas, rice and beans. So
Jamaicans got it, we got it. So yeah, when you come, you say Rocks Wache, you talking to me.
Everybody, have some wache from him.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's up. Cool. Glad I got that out. I said, no way I'm gonna miss this one. I'm a big fan, man. She said, I said, you know what?
Hey, I'm a big fan too.
I said, I have to meet my wife and everybody. I'm coming in.
You changed Ghana, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the Oprah Winfrey Show.
This is Neuroscience, sorry, show. All right.